What's going on, y'all, and welcome on in. It's a good morning, guys. The patch preview just hit, and I am so over the moon happy because a lot of heroes, one in particular sitting at the left side of this table, just got buffed, and I can't believe it. All the complaining and crying. If you guys had a part, if you have ever posted Buff Luna anywhere, because I know I've been bugging New, Mashu, and everybody that can hear me to buff our best girl Luna. It finally happened. Let's go ahead and cover what the patch notes are over today. And then later on, also, guys, I'm going to release a video on the biggest mistakes that my community has made. And hopefully you guys can share some of your biggest mistakes too. And then we'll talk about how to fix them and how to avoid them, things like that. But that'll come later. Today, let's focus on the buff patch notes. So stay tuned. Thanks for coming in. And let's get on with the video. Alrighty, guys, let's pull up the balance patch preview. I got it right here, and let's just we'll just steamroll through this real fast. I'll give my first impressions, and then I want to know what you guys think overall. So remember, they usually buff like one 5-star, a limited, and then one Moonlight 5-star, a limited, and then whatever else, a 5-star RGB, and then some 4 stars here and there. No 3-star this time, it seems like. So we got Apoc Ravi, guys. Was that the ML5 you were hoping for? I was thinking maybe it should have been Judge Kisei, but I know a lot of Apoc Ravi lovers out there have been wanting her to get some kind of buff because she's such a fan favorite unit and she's so close to being amazing. She's kind of barely misses the mark. So let's see what they have in store for her buffs. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of these choices of units. You know, I'm very happy with the Luna and Mort for sure. All right. So let's start with Apoc Ravi, guys. Skill 1 is now going to get injuries. I know injuries kind of a meme, but that seems kind of good. In this meta, currently, Cleave is falling off, and Knights and Soul Weavers are making their way back. So Apoc Ravi could be a very nice closer-style unit, stacking up injuries and then landing that skill 3 execute with the revive. So yeah, now she gets a 10% health scaling injury. The skill 2 passive now gives her 50% combat readiness. That's very good. If you look at Fire Charlotte and Little Queen Charlotte, for example, they both have inherent combat readiness pushes on their skill 2s. Although I think Fire Charlotte's might be part of her exclusive equipment or buff by her. Either way, they get CR push. That's a very nice ability for a closer style unit like Ravi. Let's see here. Now on the skill 3, units she revives on execute will give a 10%. They'll get 10% more health on revival, which is okay. I don't know how big that's going to be because they already have skill null. But any buff is good, and then damage dealt by the skills increases every time somebody dies, stacks up to 3 times. I think that's really, really nice. In a Apoc Ravi match, he's usually one of the last units alive, so you know you're going to be getting this. This is going to make landing her execute much, much more viable, or much more reliable, I should say, and even as just kind of a late game nuke. Let's say in a 1v1 situation, let's see the scaling on that, guys, but if it scales 3 times, I expect that to hit really, really dang hard because it already felt pretty strong. So I think overall very good changes, guys, to Apoc Ravi fans out there. I kind of regret not pulling for her, but yeah, let's see how she shakes things up. Very nice changes overall, not too OP, and I think that's the trend of this balance patch, guys. Nothing seems insanely broken like in the Carrot Landy patches. But these are all units that were very close to being amazing, and they're giving them a decent push to potentially, you know, shake up the meta. All right, guys, Luna up next. My favorite, Soul Burn skill 1 increases the numbers of max. She always hits 3 to 5 times, and now if you Soul Burn for 10 souls, we hit 5 times. One of the hardest hitting skills in the game. I guess it's pretty good. Skill 2 is crazy nice. Guys, I was invited to the E7 podcast, I think like a year ago, and I told them I wanted to buff Luna. They asked me what I would do. This is one of the changes I said. Give both of the passives unconditionally. So now we don't need to be above 50% or below 50%. We always get the 30% crit chance and the 30% crit hit resistance, and we keep the attack as well, of course. Very nice change because the skill 2 passives, guys. Luna, when she came out, it made sense to give it kind of conditionally. Now with how powerful skill 2 passives are, look at Samurai Saria, look at the new Angelica coming out, guys. You know, it makes sense to give this. It doesn't feel too strong. She needed a better skill 2 passive. Skill 3 Ragnar Spear, guys. 50% defense pen on the skill 3 is amazing. I love it. It's already really strong because it always hits with advantageous element. And now you get 5 souls when an enemy is defeated. That's kind of whatever. It's a win more condition, meaning like if we kill something with Luna, we're feeling already really good. 5 souls, you know, I guess it'll help if we want to Soul Burn skill, hit 5 times on the skill 1, but it's not the biggest deal. Skill 2 passive is amazing. The 50% defense pen is amazing. So, guys, September 2nd, stop by the live stream. We'll be testing her in a lot along with Mort. And I don't think she's going to be like insanely OP, but I think she'll join the ranks of like Rem and Ice Charlotte, or sorry, what am I saying? Shu. Why did I say Ice Charlotte? She'll be joining the ranks of Shu and Rem as a nice ice bruiser to kind of combat the Fire Charlottes, that's what I meant, and the Carrots out there. So let's see how good it'll end up being. I don't think she'll be insanely OP, but I think she'll feel much better for the Luna fans out there, me included. All right, Kawerik up next, guys, and I'm not a Kawerik user. I have one, but I know he just received a round of buffs not too long ago, and it seems like they're just swapping the skill 3 stealth onto the skill 2 stealth. I believe that's correct. Yeah, and then on the exclusive equipment, they're swapping the attack from the skill 2 to the skill 3. I think this part right here, guys, was huge because I remember when they first introduced those buffs, I had a lot of friends that were using Kawerik, and they said it didn't really make sense to have the stealth on skill 3. I don't use them, so you guys let me know in the comments below how you feel about this. I think it's overall going to make him feel much better. Because you want to, I think a lot of times you do want to lead off with that skill 2, yeah? So, I'm not a Kawerik user, but I think that's an overall great change. Mort up next, guys. Here's what I can talk about. All right. Soul Burn, just like Luna, he's getting a Soul Burn, increased effect chance to 100%, defense break for 10 souls, which is really nice because it's a 2-turn defense break. And that's being taken from the skill 3, which I believe just gave increased damage beforehand. His skill 2 will now give him a built-in counterattack, guys, and it's actually 10% higher than the counterattack set. Also, they're buffing the Sacred Blessing from 40 to 50, which I think is good. I don't know why they made it 50% in the beginning. Probably because they just had so much stuff on the skill 2 passive already. Now they're adding this 30% chance to counter. This is what I meant by skill 2 passives just getting insane, guys. Immune to Sun Sleep, 30% counterattack, and he has a brand new skill called Sacred Blessing. That also gives him crit hit resistance and speed. So yeah, this passive is stacked now. It feels really good. We're going to be able to run him not on counter set. We can run him on speed set, lifesteal set, whatever we want. He'll still be able to counter. I think the build options are going to open up big time. Just like Luna. Okay, hold on. We're not done yet. 10% more or 5% more injury scaling. Like I said with injury, I know a lot of people aren't a fan of it, but I do think it's going to become much more viable in this upcoming meta. And now he just gets increased damage on skill 3 outside of the soul burn. So overall, guys, just like Luna, I don't think this is going to make Mort a god tier character, like top tier triple S, but I think for an Earth Bruiser, well, he's more a Knight, but yeah, I think a lot of people build him with some damage, so as a Bruiser, I think he's going to feel much better, and I think he's actually be very good. So let's see how it pans out. The immunity, stun, and sleep has always been good. Just his skill set made him very unreliable. 10% chance more now, and built-in counterattack set. I think he'll do a lot more outside of just trying to proc those sacred blessings. We'll be testing him a ton. All right, guys, on to the 4 stars. Roaming Warrior Leo. Defense break, 2 turns, 100% chance, which instead of the skill cooldown decrease, which is, that's kind of crazy. Detonation damage is also increased. And then Go Riku decreases buff duration by 1 turn before 100% chance to each decreased speed, and then also grants skill nullifier. So those are huge changes for Emma Leo, guys. They didn't tell us all the bomb changes. They mentioned on the live stream that they might be bombs are going to ignore effect resist when they detonate for the stun, and that they also might just automatically detonate when you try to transfer or cleanse them. So that's not listed here yet, so we'll have to see what the changes of the bombs are. But this is why I was saying, guys, if you watch my recall video, maybe hold off until Sunrise Series comes out and we see what how the bombs actually work out, because these changes already look good, and maybe bomb meta is going to be a fun thing you guys want to try, and not just fun, maybe a super powerful thing that you want to have in your toolkit. So be careful. If you only had 1 Roaming Warrior Leo, if you had 2, go crazy, guys. Enjoy your new ML4 of choice. I know some of y'all did it already, but yeah, those are nice changes. Ice Dominiel, guys, these are always like whenever they buff like Green Cartusia. This is just for the Ice Dominiel fans, I think. Bring her more in line, but this is not going to make her meta. I can already tell you right now before even looking at the skill set. At least I don't think so. Maybe it'll be a niche option here and there. But if we're talking like for RTA, I don't think that any of these changes will make her like meta. But let's see. So 40% chance to stun now instead of decreased speed, and then we can soul burn it for 100% chance to stun. Blizzard Cape now becomes Nixie Grace, and when an ally suffers a critical hit, has a 35% chance. This is what I'm saying, guys. A 35%, it's a 1 in 3 chance when you're already getting critical hit, which isn't always. or like some units can't crit, right? A lot of units nowadays can't crit, or if they miss a crit, and then you only have a 1 in 3 chance. It just doesn't seem great. They never buff 4 stars too much, and I guess it makes sense. They changed the skill cooldowns on it. And then the skill, is this skill 3 Ice Spear? Yeah. It becomes a 100% chance to decrease combat readiness by 15% and increases speed of the caster by 2 turns. So she still only has 90% chance to stun, but they buffed the, they decreased the combat readiness and added increased speed of the caster. So, like I said, it'll just make Dominiel fans feel a little bit better about running her, but the changes overall are not that great. At least it won't make her meta. The changes are good. It won't make her like a viable pick alongside the other crazy units. Fire Mercedes, though, let's see here. By the way, guys, do you think Fire Mercedes is going to get a specialty change? There was a long time ago, there was a Q&A, I believe during the World Championship time, that they listed SC Mercedes, but I believe they were just listing that as a possible question or a commonly asked question. After these buffs, I don't think they're going to give her an SC. That'd be our first 4-star SC. She might be too strong, but let's go see what they changed. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think she's going to get a specialty change? Attacks 2 enemies on the Divine Bolt. 50% CR push on a Divine Bolt seems very good. Is that the skill 1? I think it is. Dimensional Rupture, believe this is the skill 2. Now has a 7% strip, and when the caster is granted increased attack, it deals an extra attack. Okay. I don't use Fire Mercedes a lot, but I think since she's a free unit, a lot of people can use her in areas like A13 example, for a AoE egg clearer. And now maybe she's viable in PvP as well, because these are some significant changes. So the skill 3, Blazing Eye of Cal, crit hit will increase damage dealt. So I guess it's just going to deal way more damage now because you do crit. And before it was kind of like a execution style ability where it would deal more damage when the target. So now it'll deal more damage even at full health when the opponent's at full health. Okay, so overall, it seems like she's getting buffs too on the molas. 15, 25, 35. 10, 15, 20. All right, I think it's the same overall. I don't know what that's for, but anyways, it seems like she just seems much better. So a free 4-star that's getting way better, guys. Better for all of us. Merciless Glen, which is Green Eufiend's artifact, which is one of the worst artifacts in the game, is now getting completely changed to buff single attack units. So like Sermia, increase damage up by 16%, which is very nice. And then combat readiness. This could be very good, guys. I'm not a big fan of it just because I don't use a lot of single attack units, but Little Queen Charlotte, Sermia, Watcher Shuri fans out there. Oh, sorry. This is a warrior only effect, not Watcher Shuri. Just Sermia and Little Queen Charlotte. Could be huge, could be huge. Secret Art Storm Sword. Celine's artifact now increases combat resistance of the caster by 24% while still maintaining. So this wasn't a complete rework. It still has the attack up. That's at max limit break, guys. But now we'll also give CR 24% push, making Celine much, much better. Because I think this is really a Celine only artifact. So that seems very nice. Celine will now just get a 24% combat readiness push when an enemy uses a non-attack skill. And that's primarily where you want to bring her. All right. Anyways, guys, I think that will wrap it up. Just my quick thoughts. I'm super excited for Mort and Luna. Let me know once again. Don't forget. What were you hoping for? Did you like this patch change overall? And I guess which one of these units do you plan to build up, or which ones did you like to see? All right, guys. Well, I'll try to do these more on the regular, but thank you so much for watching. I got to go rest now. I'm super tired, but I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys later.